Bring in congressional investigations reporter for the Washington Post, Jackie Alamany. So, Jackie, how's this going to play out this week? And talk a little bit more, if you could, about just how much power Kevin McCarthy gave up in his bid for the speakership.
Yeah, good morning, Mika. We are bracing today for a potential repeat of what we saw last week as House lawmakers will return to the House chamber, the House floor this evening to vote on this rules package where McCarthy did give up a handful of concessions to essentially diffuse his power as Speaker. I think the popular name that's been circulating is Speaker in name only, and that is because this framework that these hardline defectors, detractors last week agreed to with McCarthy, which they have made clear is going to be their enforcement mechanism, will lowers the threshold for the motion to vacate to one member, which means that it only requires one House GOP lawmaker to potentially oust the speaker if he brings something to the House floor that they don't agree with, or if there's some sort of policy that he brings up. Along with this are a handful of other concessions that actually have not been made public yet, despite people like Chip Roy, Jim Jordan, Congressman Dan Bishop, people who have said that this process was all a part of bringing transparency to an opaque bill-making process on Capitol Hill. So there are a handful of lawmakers who already say that they're going to be voting against this rules package. And all McCarthy needs is 4 members to come out against this evening for it to be tanked. So I think we're likely in for a long week with some more backdoor negotiating on some of these concessions he gave up, which also includes these House Freedom Caucus members having more positions on powerful House committees like the Rules Committee, the Steering Committee.
I just hope he has Boehner and Paul Ryan on speed dial so that he can call them up for advice whenever he needs to, because he's going to need to be speaking to them every day. Who knows why he wanted it this much, but it looks like he's given away the farm to get it. And it's impossible not to ignore the contrast, Jackie, between what's happening on the Republican side and what's happening on the Democratic side, which at the moment, after all of those years when the Democrats looked like they were the party of disunity, they look like the party of kind of, kumbaya and family and hugging each other by comparison.
Oh, absolutely. It was remarkable to watch that contrast on the House floor in real time, where I said last week, Nancy Pelosi looked like she was having the time of her life. But you already have some moderate Republicans talking publicly. Some of these people who were actually involved in the negotiations this week with these ultra-conservative members about maybe joining up with Democrats in order to stop some of these potentially devastating policies that could muck up the way U.S. government works, potentially defaulting if Republicans can't agree to a debt limit, maybe major cuts to defense spending that a handful of Republicans have already come out against. It's going to be worth watching these next few weeks and these next 2 years.
And again, I'm just going to be surprised to see how the votes go, Mika.
Yeah.
I mean, is every Republican really going to vote to slash defense spending and leave it to Joe Biden and the Democrats to save the defense of this country, to save the United States military? Is every Republican today and tomorrow, are they really going to vote to go to war against the premier law enforcement agency in America that keeps Americans safe? Or to attack the CIA, who's hunting down everyday Chinese spies, hunting down Russian spies, hunting down the next attack from terrorists across the globe? If they do, they have just played right into the Democrats' hand, and they've made America weaker.